in the time session. It's just a time scoring session, but he did get the fastest lap in that time session, did James Griffiths, later on in the morning. Here are the grid positions for the race then, and don't forget the grid positions are in reverse of the championship positions. So the championship positions of the drivers denote their grid position for the race. The championship leader, of course, starting last on the grid. You can see the rundown here of each of the drivers. Josh Fielder there, the little gold ball in the corner of his picture denoting that he was the winner at round 3. Matt Bell there, winner at round 1, actually not here this weekend, so not taking part. David Hogg going off P16, Ed Connor won round 2. You can also make out the championship points of each of the drivers, their championship position, where they come from and their ages. Sam Smithson there, Dartford karting driver. John Stewart through to 3rd place, Danny Russell 2nd. The championship leader now is Paul James. Underway then towards the line for the start. Again, the pace car gets them underway for the 3rd race of the day. No dramas through turn 1 yet again, so the pace car seems to be doing its job. They head up to turn 2, flat out through this blind brow, 75 to 80 miles an hour these cars will be doing. Oh, and a spinner. Andy Corton 15 into the back of Jason Edwards 17. He's had to spin himself out to avoid the collision, and 10 Josh North caught up in that as well. Here's the replay. See Andy Corton just into the back of the 17 car. The 17 car is Jason Edwards, and then Josh North, unfortunately, having to take avoiding action on the grass. You see his engine's cut out. He's just starting it there, pushing the button. And Gorton gets going again as well, but both of those drivers with plenty to do now down the field. The 8 card is David Hogg. He's won plenty of races here. This is his home track. And the 3 card, John Stewart, he's done some racing here previously as well in the past, and usually pretty strong as he goes up the inside of Hogg. Now Hogg's pointing at Stewart. What's he pointing at? Is there a yellow flag? Can't see any yellow flags. Seems to be pointing to Stewart and trying to get the attention of the marshals. I'm not sure what that was all about. Didn't see any yellow flags there. But James Griffiths runs wide down through the carousel. Here is that time scoring session earlier in the day. Griffiths was fastest, James 2nd fastest, Stewart 3rd fastest. So all of the main championship contenders, including Danny Russell, right there at the top of the field, as we see Sam Smithson having to take avoiding action there across the grass with Paul James, the championship leader. They're both running. They didn't make up a place though, so no damage done, and no penalty will ensue. Danny Russell, car number 2, was very scruffy through that final turn, clipped the big curve there, but looks like he's still running. No damage done to Danny's kart. Stuart Pallier there, the 21 kart we just saw in the picture. Only started karting in 2006. He's 15 years of age. He looks about 37. Comes from Hull. He looks a lot older than his 15 years, I can tell you. Year of your 16th birthday and over this class, the senior class. So Stuart Pallier, one of the, if not the youngest drivers in this class. There he is, 21 kart. Although I have to say, he doesn't look the youngest driver in the class. That's for sure. The 17 kart on the back of that group, the Jason Edwards kart there, still in contention as he come up into the spoon. Charles de Boutillier, 25, puts a move on Anthony Pogson through the spoon. That's the primary overtaking opportunity. He come down the hill now. It's about a 15-20 foot drop from the top of the hill to the bottom. 25 Le Boutillier, 27 Pogson. Just in behind them is the card of Stuart Pallier. There comes this little battle between James Johnson, David Vivian and Jason Edwards, 18, 19, 17. There's a Vivian update, age 222. Should be 22, I think. Sack the graphics man. There's the update for John Sinclair. He's getting into the mix as well. Card number 22, age 17 from Dundee, 5th, 7th in the first 2 rounds, then a 23rd at Rowra and a DNF, so Rowra certainly didn't do him any favours, and he's down in 22nd place in the championship now. As we see John Stewart, who is vying for the championship lead here. He's got a bit of a distance on his main competitors. Paul James, number 1, and Danny Russell at number 2, 18th at the first round. He finished 3rd, down a 15th place penalty. And the 16-year-old from Newcastle followed that up with 2 fifths and a 2nd in the next 3 rounds. Bit of contact there as it came through the right-hander. Johnston looks like he suffered the contact. David Vivian involved. And a few little bits of contact there through the left and then right-hander at Devil's Elbow. And Johnston losing another place through the right-hander in the final turn. Dan Baker it is out front, being chased down here by John Sinclair. John Sinclair having a super run. This is his best performance of the season so far, that's for sure. Not had much luck since those first 2 rounds. Had a stuck brake on at the first round, still finished 5th. But was unfortunate not to get something better out of that round, but Rowra had a bit of a nightmare. But this is a solid performance here, and he's chasing down Dan Baker. Baker, who was on the podium at rounds 3 and 4, would have been hoping to take the win here, but I think John Sinclair may have something to say about that as he comes down to the final turn. Sinclair doesn't put the move on him there. There's Le Boutillier, there's Pallier, then comes Pogson, Vivian, Stewart, Glenister, Hooper, Hogg around at the top 10. Then came James and James Johnston. Griffiths, Russell and Fielding rounded out the top 15. It's still Baker that has it up into the spoon then, being hounded by Sinclair. Here come the chasing group. That's 5 is James Griffiths. Up the inside is Russell for a place. Fielding right behind Griffiths now. 25 is Le Boutillier. He took the win at round 4. As Sinclair goes through at the right-hander up in the first part of the compression complex. The compression complex here, 3 right-handers, then the left-hander, and Baker looking for that lead back, but no such luck, nothing doing there. Sinclair closes the door very firmly and comes through the final turn in front, followed by Baker. The Boutillier gets closer than Pallier. Hodgson is closely pursued by Stewart. 8 going through the picture is Hogg. 4 is Smithson. He's closely pursued by North and Mackerel, but they're well down the field. Fastest lap now being put in by John Stewart, not surprisingly, 43.663. There's Hogg, the 8 cart, closely pursued by James, championship leader. And Hogg looking to put a move on the 11 cart, and does so. That, of course, is Luke Hooper up in the spoon, the primary overtaking spot, of course, if they give you the room, which Hooper did that time. Still Sinclair out front, being pursued by Baker. Le Boutillier looks racy. He's got nothing more than a win on his mind, that's for sure. Looks like John Stewart's made up another place on Pogson. He has, so Stewart now up into 5th place. Here come the top 3. Oh, contact between 2nd and 3rd. That is Le Boutillier on Baker.
25 just drove into 28. It's absolute carnage. Number 12's joined in as well. 28's not going to be going again because his radiator's broken, so he's just getting out the car at the moment.
Yeah, thanks for that, Sam. Sam Park there, right down in Park Ferme. She's right on top of that incident. There's Le Boutillier up the inside of Baker. This is the Magura replay, of course, and here's Baker's response. That will cost him 2 judicial points on his record. You can see his radiator's clearly gone, and Fielding just joins in for good measure and does a stub axle as well. So Baker's day clearly done. 17 going through the shot is Jason Edwards. He's made his way through the field quite nicely, closely pursuing David Vivian. That's for 4th and 5th place. James Glenister just in behind in 6th. Here's the battle at the head of the championship, though. The 1 cart, the championship leader, Paul James, just leading Danny Russell, the 2 cart. And James Griffiths, the 5 cart there, just in behind them. But Griffiths will want to convert his position into something in front of the 2 carts in front, just so he can close the championship lead. You can see the card of Sinclair well clear. Here he comes out of the penultimate turn and then through the final turn for the penultimate time. And the incident between Le Boutillier and Baker has done Sinclair a big favour. He's not being hounded for the win now. We're into the last lap, of course. And it's also done John Stewart a huge favour. Stewart through to 2nd. And Pallier's on the podium for his best result of the season as well. This is where the championship... it gets very spicy, though. That's the damage on Baker's cart. The radiator clearly destroyed. And James still in front of Russell. James Griffiths never managed to convert his position into something better. They're battling for 10th, 11th and 12th. Here the carts come through the compression complex for the last time. That is Russell number 2. Here's the winner, though. It's John Sinclair. How happy is he going to be? Extremely happy indeed. Sinclair puts in the celebration of the season, but one of the drives of the season from John Stewart.
Stuart, we're just catching you as you're struggling to get your helmet off. You were 16th in time practice, but you've managed to finish 3rd. That's brilliant.
It's good, yeah. Struggling for pace, but it's fine.
John, you're 4 points behind Paul James in the championship, and you finished in front of Paul and Danny Russell today. You must be happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Just started picking my way up, just tried my best. A few people was a bit hard to get past, and I'd just like to thank my dad for everything he does. Couldn't do it without him, so yeah, it's good.
Jonathan, congratulations. You've been a little bit off the pace. How do you feel to win?
Can't believe it. It's totally just to come from where we were in the morning, like being really slow in the morning, and then to come through, just can't believe it. Totally.
What do you think's changed between now and then?
Just we've been running with JJR Motorsport and that, and it's just improved with driving, slight tips and that, and it's all come together finally. So, really happy.
The bad memories from Brower put behind John Sinclair as he takes the win. John Stewart's drive, though, gives him an 11-point championship lead now over Paul James. Russell in third, Griffiths moves up to fourth, Smithson in fifth, and Glenister sixth. Back after the break.